Hi, I wanted to continue some videos on AI and how to prepare for a future with artificial intelligence. This is the second part in a series that I want to do. This one focuses on how people can be manipulated. And I'm not talking about through deep fakes, through artificial photography and videos that distort images and lead people based on evidence to come to a false conclusion. I mean how to cater a speech so it targets a specific audience and provides them with comfort thinking whoever is giving the speech is the new Messiah. I think it was Brigham Young University down in Provo, Utah, recently published a paper that was really interesting. And what it did is it pointed out with fairly good confidence, a statistical confidence, that if you had a speech, you could specifically cater the words in that speech and the format for the oration to a very specific population and estimate what portion of that population would believe your words and follow you. So let's use specific examples. Let's say you had a target audience in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You were targeting a specific demographic group with a specific salary range. Let's say a black population under $30,000 in annual income. What the models that were published in this research paper described was that there's a correlation, a very high correlation, it's not perfect, but a very high correlation between running your presentation between an AI filter of some sort and the ability to persuade that population to believe you. It shouldn't be non-obvious. You tell a population what they want, they're going to follow you. People with itching ears, you've heard it described that way, or politicians with itching ears. I mean, if you look at the talking points of all leaders, I mean, Hitler had points of, helping the middle class, helping the poor people, increasing incomes, creating a safety net. No matter who it is, puppeting principles and policies, they do so because they're popular. And you can see the same talking points on both sides of political spectrums. But in the age of AI, you introduce something brand new. And that is where you have this technology specifically catering the words and providing you with specific confidence intervals for how successful you will be at conveying a principle to a population and having them follow you. There's no way that a person can normally have these levels of success without the injection of artificial intelligence technology. So what does that mean? What does it translate to long term? What that translates to is the power of manipulation of populations. For them to buy off on something that they don't want, but because of the words and the way a presentation's made, they will buy into just about anything. So, more than any time, I think, in world history, we need to be aware of how to perform a comparative analysis and to dig beneath that veneer layer of propaganda to see what the actual policies are. I don't want to inject politics into this discussion. It's dangerous. It bifurcates people. But I think it was really interesting what happened last night. Trump was going to give an interview to Elon Musk on X.com. And that X.com platform was targeted with gigabytes of information requests that shut it down. And that not only delayed the presentation of the interview, but it caused individuals that wanted to listen to it to stop waiting for access into the platform. This is something similar that happened when Ron DeSantis wanted to announce his presidential bid on X. And what's interesting about this is when you looked at the commentary today, for instance, Kamala Harris stated that these billionaires, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, can't even perform an interview because of their technological ignorance. It's an extremely biased statement, but what that commentary that she and so many other mainstream media sources provided failed to point out that they were targeted. And the average American just doesn't care. So there's an example of people not looking deep or scratching the surface to understand the concepts. I think what's coming is far worse because you're going to be blinded. People will be blinded by what's presented in terms of both political speech and commentary. Now, there's a lot more I think we could share on this. I think that's good for now. It just lays a point out to understand what people, the principles behind what people are talking about. And more than any time in world history, we need to know what people are doing because genuinely, the time's coming when the very elect shall be deceived. And there's nothing we can do about it other than preach the necessity for education, to preach the necessity of preparedness. So I'm in my greenhouse here talking to you while performing some watering. It's been a couple days since I've watered these pots. I wish you the best, and hopefully we all can be prepared for what's coming. Because I think what's about to come forward, it's hard to predict what's going to happen, but it's going to be far beyond anything I think we could imagine in terms of complexity and challenge. Good luck, my brothers and sister preppers, and we'll talk again. Thank you.